Hello, good afternoon. I am Yoon Yong-sun, Vice President of Atomy.
제가 여성의 그런 행복, 평안을 얘기하는 걸 아주 좋아합니다.
I really like talking about women's health and happiness because my name is pretty like girlish, or my name is like a woman's name, so I really love to talk about women health and happiness. I'm really sure that most of you are women, and I would like you to live a happy and healthy life.
살아갈 수 있으면 좋겠습니다. 그래서 오늘 준비한 제품에 대해서 설명을
So let me start introducing today's product.
월경전 증후군이라고 들어보셨나요?
Have you heard of PMS?
네, 이거는 남자들은 잘 모를 겁니다.
I know men are not aware of it.
어떤 분께서
When I meet a lot of patients,
끝났어요. 생리가 끝났어요. 그래서 제가
some women in their menopause came to me, and I prescribed some hormone medicine and so on. And sometimes that women said, "I'm really happy that I got my menopause because she really wanted that day to come."
보통 여성들의 이 생리가 시작되기 전에 4일에서 7일 사이 이때부터 시작되는 거. 어떤 사람은 2주 전부터
PMS might start 4 to 7 days earlier to the period, or 7 days prior to the period. But most of the symptoms come up 2 to 3 days earlier to the period. Sometimes they have some pains on their backs and the abdominal areas. So PMS is really hard for women. So in a lot of TV commercial, there are a lot of painkillers. For example,
그래서 그것을 많이 사 먹기도 하는데요.
painkillers, and some women also take a lot of medicine from pharmacies. But these medicines are like painkiller. It just kills the pains. It could not minimize the symptoms of the
통증만 없앱니다. 이
menstruation. It only kills the pain.
1년에 여성들의 평생에 3,000일을 이것 때문에 힘들어해요.
Normally,
어마어마한
on average,
우리 인생에서
women have hard time due to PMS for 3,000 days in their entire life.
보시겠지만
As you can see from this picture,
괴물이 하나 나타납니다.
on the day of second and third, we can see a monster.
여성분들이 얼마나 힘드실까?
I know how hard they are.
이때만 알아주기만 해도 무지 좋아요.
So just understanding them or understanding their mind is really important. I'm a Christian, so I met a lot of students, and I also spread the gospel to a lot of people. But I think that was one of the very important assets I need to have was to emphasize with the patients. So for those who are in the pain, I also share the gospel. I know most of women might have hard time in their menstruation and PMS, and what if there are 3 women having hard time due to menstruation? I am also living with my wife and my 2 daughters. I am living with 3 women. So after I got married, I checked the period of my wife and I calculated it in advance because I need to get prepared for it. I need to be careful verbally, and I need to be careful with my actions. And I also get the symptoms. My wife started to eat a lot of carbs, and I calculated and I realized that, oh, it's her period. And then I started to behave well.
살았기 때문에 제가 결혼한 뒤에
So after I got married,
싸우질 않았어요.
I fought with my wife only once. So, all of the gentlemen, if you calculate your wife's period and if you behave well, there will be no problems.
월경전 증후군은
Because of the PMS, a lot of men and the mother-in-law might also have hard time because mother-in-law
끊기고 나서는 본인은 몰라요.
might have her menopause, and she might think that she's really healthy. But whenever her daughter-in-law act wrong, the mother-in-law could not understand. So PMS also influenced the relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, father-in-law and daughter-in-law. Like this kind of PMS symptoms could last for 3,000 days in entire life. So one of the,
그
OBGYN, a doctor calculated it, and that doctor,
설명해 주셨어요.
the professor, explained it to me. It's like
아주 더운
walking in the dark cave with high humidity,
모든 증상을 설명할 수 있다.
and you could experience indirectly all of the symptoms. Let's say it's a dark cave, at a high temperature and high humidity, and we might feel insecure, we might get irritated, we might forget a lot of things, we might get irritated and sensitive, we might get angry, and we might get aggressive. So let's imagine that we need to live in the dark cave for 3,000 days in entire life. It's not easy.
증상들이 다 있어요.
These are the symptoms of PMS,
이 복부가 이렇게 팽창이 되기도 하고 그다음에 이 가슴이
like abdominal distension, breast pain, and skin condition, and the weight gain,
여기저기 아프기도 해요. 이런 수많은 증상들이
and a lot of pains. These kind of symptoms might come with PMS.
사람들은 월경련 증후군을 단순히 통증만 얘기하시는데
Some people
많이 아닙니다.
think that PMS might only have pains, but it also includes a lot of pains.
거의 8, 90%는 다
80 to 90% of the patient with PMS might have all of the symptoms.
사람들이 나타나는데
Almost 80% of people might have the symptoms, but if we calculate it, it also affects our productivity a lot.
한 5배, 6배는
It is so it could decrease the productivity by 5.7 times, and it also increases the likelihood of the absenteeism by 6.4%. So that if you have this kind of PMS symptoms, you might have harder time in working.
그거를 참고 해라.
If we say to stand it,
더 좋은 방법들이 많이 있습니다.
it might not be that much easy. So we need to provide other solution. That's why we developed this product, Atomy Borage Oil. This is really helpful for the symptoms of the PMS, and there are a lot of core ingredients in this oil. So there are a lot of good ingredients such as GLA, gamma linolenic acid. What is important is that in GLA, there is a prostaglandin, so it could facilitate the creation of the prostaglandin, or it could also decrease its secretion so that it could strike a balance, because prostaglandin is creating pains. So when there is a pain, it decreases, and then when there is some blockage, it creates more prostaglandin. As such, it could strike a balance between the secretion of the prostaglandin. This is the role of gamma linolenic acid.
There have been a lot of research, and the research result shows that people who had this substance experienced lower period of conditions, and skin trouble has also decreased. And in the past, GLA was used to apply on your skin to reduce your skin conditions. And you can also see this graph. You can see P equals 0.002. If the number is less than 0.05, then it shows improvement, and if the number is 0.001, then that means a very great improvement. So we have 5 different functions inside the product, and that shows borage oil has a lot of functions. First of all, it can improve PMS, and it can also help you lose your weight, because it can improve
나쁜 지방들을 잡기도
blood
하기 때문에
circulation
체중에서
and
다이어트
reduce
효과도 있어요.
cholesterol.
그리고 감마리룰렌산은
And
프로스타글란딘 합성을
GLA
촉진시켜가지고
can
우리 납품이라는
enhance the
활성산소가 우리
prostaglandin
세포를 파괴하는 것을 막아요. 그래서 노화도 막습니다. 사실은 이건 너무 좋아요.
synthesis
이거 너무
to
좋기 때문에
prevent you from getting
그냥 늘
aged.
꾸준히
So
밥처럼 계속 드셔도
GLA is very,
건강은
very
아무 해도
important,
없고 오히려
and you can have it
여성들의
just
건강에
like a
아주
meal,
좋습니다.
and it will not be very harmful for your health, and it can be even harmful for men as well, men without
PMS.
PMS. So GLA is a very, very important substance for your body health. The borage oil has 5 different functions,
그리고 여기에는 식물성 원료로 썼고
and we
그리고
used
덴마크에서 쓰는 원료로 썼고 하기
a
때문에
Denmark
아주 안전하고
made
아주 우리한테는
ingredient
유익한 이런 그날은
and
보라지유를
also
한번
plant-based
이제
ingredient
출시를
as
앞두고
well.
있으니까
We will
경험해
soon
보시면
launch
좋겠습니다.
this new product.
근데
I
제가
hope
집에서
you can
보니까요.
give it a try.
사실은 이
And at
그날의
home,
보라지유에서 보라지유는 옛날부터
the
있던
borage
거예요.
oil is not
저는 이게 힘들
very
것
new.
같으면 저희 가족들한테는 그걸 구매해서 다 이렇게 먹으라고 해서
And
조절을 많이 해줬었어요.
I used to buy this borage oil for my family members.
그날이 아닌데도
But
이런 증상이
even
나와요.
when they are
마치
having this
동굴 안에 들어간 것
oil,
같은 증상.
and even when they are not before the
예민하고
period, they
기억력이
still have
떨어지고
these
짜증이 막 나고
conditions. They
불안하고
become very nervous,
신경성이 막
insecure,
있는데
and
유일하게 딱 하나가
their mood
다른
is
점은
not really good.
가렵다는 거예요.
And one thing
어디가
is
가려워요?
different. They feel itchiness
아랫배가 가렵다.
where the lower part
그러면
of your
여성들은요,
belly,
사실은
because
요도가 남자보다는 짧아요. 짧다 보니까
women has a
쉽게
shorter
질을 타서
urethra,
요도로
so
들어가서
they
방광을
are
흡입하고
very
그
susceptible
여성들은 요로
to
감염이 남자보다 많아요. 어쩔 수 없습니다.
some
질이
conditions
질을
like
타고 질이
infection
열려 있기 때문에
than men.
들어가서 짧은 요도를 타고 방광으로 올라가는 경우가 워낙 많아서 남성에 비해서
So
여성들의
they
요로
are
감염이
more
매우
likely
그래서 어느 날
to
보면
get
요로 감염이
conditions
생겨서
like
그때는 아까
urinary
말씀드린
tract infection.
월경련증과 비슷한
So
심리
they
현상,
would
정서적인
feel
현상들이 막
very
나타나요.
similar
그래서
conditions like
예민하고
PMS.
기억력
They
떨어지고
become more sensitive,
불쾌하고
lower
짜증나고
memory. They
화나고
have bad
우울하고
mood,
외롭고 이런
very
일들이 막 벌어져요. 그게 이 안에
depressed.
있는 요로 감염 때문에
This
생깁니다.
is because of the condition
그래서 이
urinary
질의
tract
유산균은
infection.
요거를 막는 방법은 유산균입니다.
And
유산균으로
to
이걸 막을
prevent
수밖에
this
없어요.
kind of condition,
이거를
you need
세척을 하시면
to
안 됩니다.
have
비눗물로 자꾸
probiotics.
세척을 하시면은
You
오히려
should
균이
not
없어져서
try to clean
적의 공격이 훨씬 심해집니다.
your
그래서
vagina.
억지로 세척은 하지 마시고 오히려
That would make
유산균을
things
계속
even
넣어서
worse.
건강한 유산균을
So
넣어서
the better
공격을
solution
막는
is
게
to have
제일
a
좋습니다.
lot of
그래서 첫
good
번째 관문인 질 안에
probiotics.
유산균이
So
건강하게 자라면
you need to have a very
이런
healthy
균들이 들어와도
probiotics
거기서 격퇴가
inside your
충분히
vagina
가능합니다. 그래서
to protect
우리
yourself
처음에는
from all this virus.
더블유
And that is
좋은
why
유산균이
Atomy has W in a balance.
질에만 작용하는 것이 아니라
And it's good for
장에도
your
작용하기
vagina
때문에
and it's good for your
배경과
intestine as
질
well.
건강을
So
두개 다
it
얻을
is
수
good
있는
for your
일석이조의
vagina health
융합
and
밸런스입니다.
intestine
그래서
health
더블유입니다.
as well. So
어떤 균이냐?
it's W.
질과 요도에서 채취한 아주 기본적이고
We
강력한
have
균주,
a very potent and
락토바시러스
basic
균주를 요거를 배양을 해서
probiotics,
만든 것이 이너밸런스예요.
lactobacillus.
이 이너밸런스 가지고 인체 시험을 했더니
We
이
did
질에
a
감염이 있던
test,
사람들이
and
증상이
the result
좋아졌어요.
shows condition
그다음에
gotten better
툭하면 걸린다. 이런
for
분들의
the
발병 횟수도
vaginal
줄어들었어요. 한참
infection.
복용한 뒤에 한 6개월
And
두달 복용한
after
뒤에
having it
질내에서
for
채취를 해봤더니
2 months,
그 균들이 아주
the
활발하게
result
살아있는
showed
것을
that those
확인했어요.
probiotics
그래서
were very active.
이걸 복용함으로써 질 안에 있는 유산균의
By having
건강을
these
촉진시킬
probiotics,
수 있는, 활성화시킬 수
you
있는
can
아주 좋은
make
식품입니다.
your
그래서 이
for
여성대상에
virginal health
12건의
very
인체
good.
대상 그런 시험도
And
존재해요.
we
가끔
also
사람들이
have
물어봐요.
12
입으로 먹었는데
tests.
질로 들어간다고? 그게 가능해?
And many people
어떻게
are
가능하지?
wondering, is it possible? Really?
질하고
to have a good impact on my vagina
그래서 사람들이 많이
by
궁금해하죠.
having this
궁금해하는데
through
12건의
mouth.
임상을 하면서
So
의사들이
we
평가를
did
해보니까
12 clinical trials,
항문과 여성의 질은 가까이 근접해 있어요.
and
그렇기 때문에 이 항문에서 균들이
the result shows
질로
that the anus and vagina
이 균들이
on
질에서
the female body are very close to each other. So when you have a good substance through your mouth, then your vagina will also be affected. So the delivery, the drug delivery effect is really, really good. And this is the result of 12
애터미 더블 이너
trial.
질의 건강,
Atomy inner balance
우리가
is good for your vaginal balance
이런 좋은 기능이 있고요.
to prevent some bad bacteria from growing inside your vagina, and it can also help for your bowel movement.
W 이너 밸런스.
So this is called W inner balance.
이게 이제는 저희가 두 개를 묶어서
So we have two products will be two products will be one package. Borage oil is good for PMS, but is it only good for the period when you have the condition? So you can calculate the dates. Like if you are good at the calculation, then you can have it for 20 days out of 30 days every month. But it is not very easy to calculate. And the borage oil is also good for many other parts of your body. Like it can help you lose your weight, and it can also prevent you from getting aged. So I would say it's better to have it like every day. Is one pill is only about 380 Korean won. So for PMS, you can have vitamin B6, magnesium, calcium, and I tried and calculated, and it's more than 1,000 Korean won for one capsule. So I think it is better for you to have one borage oil capsule because it is less than 400 Korean won for one capsule. It is very reasonable price. So I hope everyone in this room can have a very better health. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much for our Masstige introduction for female health, and I believe it is a very good information for our gentlemen as well, because me myself I will also buy this product for my wife, and we have a lot of experience from Atomy products, Sofrakin and Borage oil will also help my family even happier meeting Atomy, and you can also be happier and happier. Thank you very much. Everyone in this room, we have a lot of ladies, but we also have a lot of gentlemen. I hope you can also give it a try as well for your family and for your partners. And we also have inner balance, and you can have better results by having two of them together.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.